Hi, I'm Twyla from My Bilingual Life. I want to help you become bilingual. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the most influential presidents in the history of the United States. We celebrate his birthday on February 12th and remember him with various memorials, including our currency and Mount Rushmore. Did you guess who I'm talking about? Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was born in poverty in Kentucky in 1809. He grew up mostly in Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois. In fact, Illinois is known as the land of Lincoln. His family was poor, and they moved several times. His mother died when he was very young, but he had a very good relationship with his stepmother. He was not able to go to school very often, but he loved to read and write. He taught himself much of what he knew. Abraham Lincoln was also strong and athletic. He was especially good at wrestling. He was also very tall, and as an adult, he liked to wear hats that made him look even taller. Lincoln did several different jobs. He worked on a riverboat, ran a general store, was a captain in the Illinois militia, was postmaster, and a surveyor. The job he liked most was a lawyer. He taught himself by reading law books. Abraham Lincoln married Mary Todd Lincoln, and they had 4 boys. Unfortunately, all but one of them died before they reached adulthood. He loved his family, but the loss weighed greatly on him. Lincoln excelled as a lawyer. He gained a reputation for being honest. In fact, many people knew him as Honest Abe. He started working in the Illinois state government and eventually decided to run for president. At this time in the United States, there was much debate about the issue of slavery. Slaves were an important part of the economy of the southern states, but were not as accepted in the northern states. There was much division in the country on this issue. Abraham Lincoln was known as being an opponent to slavery. That means he did not think it was a good idea. When he won the presidential election, several of the states from the South withdrew or seceded from the United States. Thus began the Civil War. The Civil War was a very dark era for our country. The country was literally divided in two, and people were killing each other over their differences. Lincoln was greatly saddened by this division and worked very hard to bring the country back together. However, eliminating slavery was also one of his main goals. He felt that all men are created equal. This is a quote from his famous Gettysburg Address. This was given at the dedication of the National Cemetery at Gettysburg, the site of one of the bloodiest battles in the Civil War. The war continued for several years until General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse on April 9, 1865. Just a few days later, President Lincoln and his wife decided to attend the theater. That night, a famous actor of the time, John Wilkes Booth, stood up for his Southern loyalties and shot Abraham Lincoln. A few hours later, our president was dead. Abraham Lincoln was the first president to be assassinated in office. Abraham Lincoln has long been remembered as a great leader. He led our country through one of the darkest periods of U.S. history and worked diligently to reunite our country. He fought for the abolition of slavery in the United States. Lincoln is remembered by the Lincoln Memorial, Mount Rushmore, and many smaller monuments across the country. He is on our $5 bill and our penny. Cities, schools, streets, and parks are named after President Lincoln. Most importantly, we should remember that he stood for unity and equality. Let's learn some of the vocabulary. Poverty, la pobreza. Poverty, la pobreza. Lawyer, abogado. Lawyer, abogado. Honest, honesto. Honest, honesto. President, presidente. President, presidente. Secede, sesionarse. Secede, sesionarse. Civil War, Guerra Civil, Civil War, Guerra Civil. Slavery, esclavitud. Slavery, esclavitud. Equality, igualdad. Equality, igualdad. Surrender, rendirse. Surrender, rendirse. Assassinated, asesinado. Assassinated, asesinado. Abolition, abolición. Abolition, abolición. As you celebrate President's Day this year, think about the values that Abraham Lincoln stood for, and think about how different our country would have been without the accomplishments he made during his presidency. If you want an extra challenge, watch this video in Spanish here. I'll put the link below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure that you click on the button so that you don't miss any of the lessons. See you again soon. Nos vemos.